Hello, hello, my darlings. Hope you all are doing well, my friends. Hope you all have grabbed a nice beverage, have settled in, have spread your cheeks nicely, have gotten comfortable, because we've got a couple things to talk about here. My friends, I am so glad you guys could all be here again this evening for another live. I think I've been doing well this week, hosting. Well, the week just begun, Mole. What are you talking about? Here I am giving myself a big old pat on the back just for hosting a couple lives, couple consecutive nights in a row. And it's only Tuesday. I don't know why I was feeling like it feels like it's a Thursday already. Hi, everyone who's coming into the room. I hope you all are well. I, I'm so glad you guys can be here. And earlier today, I was out with my mom, actually, and I took her out for lunch and I was talking to her, and I was like, it's quite funny how Hollywood is very quiet about this whole diddler thing. Like everyone, I've never seen Hollywood so quiet about everything. And Harry is quiet. It almost feels like, in my opinion, my friends, it feels like ever since the whole Diddy scandal hit the roof and the Southern District of New York got involved, it's like Harry had to go underground. Yes, I am sick of Hollywood. I think a lot of people are very sick of Hollywood. Good morning, Jenny. Thank you for being here and spending your morning with me. That's very nice of you. Hi, guys, who is coming in. Yeah, it's very bizarre how quiet it is, and they're all scared. And personally, I feel like well, let me say this first. Cat Williams kicked it off back in January when he did the whole Shannon Sharp podcast. And he even said, all will be exposed in 2024. And so far, 2024 has been freaking wild. It's been crazy. Yeah, Ellen's moved to the UK. She's dyed her hair brown, like she's a brunette now. It doesn't really look that great on her, but she is hiding out in the Cotswolds there, thinking that maybe moving to the UK is going to solve her problems. Yeah, right. There are a lot of people, well, there are some people who are still staying in the US, but Harry has been keeping a low profile. Yes, 2024 is the year of exposing. And Cat Williams, his exact words were, in 2024, all big dick deviants will be exposed. And that is exactly what is happening. Let's talk about Harry for a second, because I always feel like someone needs to bring Harry's bad behavior to the forefront, and I have no problems doing that. I have no problems talking about Harry's past behavior because Harry and Meghan, despite they like to claim that they are against misinformation, that they are against online bullying. Let's be honest, those two are the biggest purveyors of misinformation, and they even get their ridiculous fan base to rewrite the narrative and try and basically put out BS. And they always deflect. You always know that Harry always tries to deflect. And at his big old age of 40, he's still trying to blame everything on his family. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I had caught this that a squatty here, and this is Harry and Meghan's bottom feeding cult, right? They're trying to rewrite the narrative, and I'm so glad that I caught this. And my friends, I should let you all know, because sometimes I see people taking screenshots. The main thing that you need to include in the screenshot is the date and time that this tweet was released at. I see a lot of people doing screenshots, but then they cut off that vital information, and it's always good to include that. But yes, they're claiming that it was actually Prince William who introduced Harry to drugs and alcohol, and that they had basically a teenage nightclub in the basement of Highgrove House that was called Club H. Now, for those of us who are old enough to remember the truth, Club H was named after Harry. He was the one who called it Club H, not because of Highgrove House, idiot. I'm sure if I'm wrong and I'm the ding dong here, you guys will let me know in the chat. But we all knew that that little club that Charles had built for Harry at Highgrove was so that Harry could get shit-faced with his friends inside and not be causing a fight and ruckus anytime he would go get drunk at the clubs and start trying to fight photographers. I think we all remember, let me pull this up, Prince Harry chasing photographer. Like, we all remember the photos of him stumbling out of nightclubs. Remember running after a photographer? Here, let me show you all, because we all remember this. And thank you to Just Jared for these photos here. But look at this. Let me show you where did I have it? Oh, dear, dear, dear. Here we go. So here are the photos. These were from 2007, remember? Harry was chasing after this photographer because he was taking a photo of him as he was leaving the nightclub. And this was back in 2007. We all saw these photos. We all saw Harry stumbling out of the club. We all saw him. Let me see if this is coming up for you guys. Let me see. See, like, he was coming out of the club. Remember, we all remember him stumbling and falling. His staff had to take care of him. This was in 2007. Yes, this was Harry running after, this was him riding after a photographer who was just doing his job, taking his photo. And then what did the palace do? The palace issued a statement claiming that Prince Harry did not fight a photographer when we literally saw the photos of him. They were coddling him and covering for him from the very beginning. So this is why Prince Harry at 40 years old is the POS that he is at his big age, because he has never had to deal with the ramifications of his actions because he is a prince. If you guys read his boring book Spare, he literally wrote about how he would enjoy, look at this, his bodyguard is running after him. Harry is out of control. He's drunk and out of control and running after a photographer who's just trying to make a couple dollars. And then the palace still claimed, oh no, he didn't do anything. He wasn't fighting anyone. Well, pictures say otherwise. But as I was saying, in Spare, Harry literally wrote about how he was fighting or hitting his bodyguards, knowing that they couldn't hit him back. I showed you guys, yes, that was at a birthday party. That was at a birthday party that Harry did that when he was throwing some young girls in a pool. And that was only stopped when one of, I don't want to call him a servant, but one of the housekeepers, one of the male housekeepers stepped in and gave Harry shit for it. But this is what Harry did. And even, I think I've posted something a while back from the Foo Fighters, Taylor Hawkins. I think I showed it to you guys, that Prince Harry, he hit Taylor Hawkins out of nowhere, and he thinks it's funny because that is the behavior he grew up with, because nobody has ever decked him to put him in his place, because he's always been protected by the bodyguards. So he's always been a little turd. Now he's grown to be an entitled big turd. And the fact that Harry wants to silence creators like myself, or Americans and their freedom of speech, or anyone and their freedom of speech, I think anyone should be welcome to say whatever is their opinion without facing ramifications, without getting canceled, without getting bullied, or being told like, no, what you're doing is wrong and you should be doing it my way, and that's the way it should be. Like, I'm not a fan of that at all. And the fact that Harry is doing that, I think it's a good idea for an individual like myself, who really has bigger balls than Harry at this point, if I did have balls. But but I feel like I need to always remind people this is who Harry is. He is a complete degenerate. He is Prince Harry hitting Taylor Hawkins. Let me bring this up because I posted about this on my Twitter, but I think let me pull this up because I want to show this to you guys. Here we go, MeghansMole. Of course, I always have the receipts. Okay, let me remind everyone. Let me refresh everyone's memory about this, okay? Because this is Harry. This is who Harry is. Okay.
Are you hanging with Prince Harry? What is that like?
We have hung out with him before.
Really? And what do you guys do?
Taylor in the face one time. How hard was that smack in the face?
Pissed me off, actually.
Why, you didn't bow to him or something? What happened?
No,
you didn't bow?
we literally were doing something similar to this, but not similar to this. We were playing somewhere in England, and we had just flown over, and like literally had like 2 hours sleep, and we were doing a show in some ambassador's backyard or something. And he walked in, Harry, and you know, a bunch of his people around him, and he goes, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "I can't wake up. So tired. I gotta play. I can't wake up." He just goes, "Bam!"
What the?
And I went, "You mother." And then it's like two guys are like right there, and he's like, "You awake now?" or something like that. I'm like, "Yeah."
See, this just shows the level of entitlement. Harry has always been a complete wanker. And hey, twins, thank you for coming through. Yes, the title of my live. You know, earlier I was gonna. Sometimes I swear, like, I need to be walking around with like a notepad and a pen with me at all times, because I think my live, I wanted to put the title as Prince Harry spreading cheeks or getting his cheeks spread, something ridiculous like that. And I was like, no, better not. YouTube is already angry at me, but I think this is good enough. But thank you for the super chat. That's super kind of you guys. Thanks for stopping by. But guys, yeah, so Harry has always been an entitled little wanker. But besides being an entitled little wanker, personally, my opinion, I've always felt that Harry has been a predator, because he's a prince, because who he is and the status his family has. Harry goes around touching people inappropriately. Yes, he thinks it's cute to assault people. That's what it is. He thinks it's cute to go around, touch people inappropriately, and he gets away with it. I think about 6 months ago, I made a video about this on my YouTube channel. And I showed examples, and it's called Prince Harry Gets Touchy. I'm not going to play the sound in the background or anything, but I'll just have the images running in the background where you can see that he definitely likes to get very touchy. He gets overly close, and these are grown men like looking at him. Remember, this was in Singapore. Like, this is the last place you would want to be pulling a stunt like that, Harry. Had it been someone else, had it been like, I don't know, a normal person, I bet you would have gotten in trouble for that, because Singapore has some seriously strict laws there. They don't mess around, trust me. Yes, Twin Talk in the house. Yes, and happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends and everyone who is celebrating. Happy Gobble Gobble days. And we're also thankful for everyone and this community. Good one, Molly. I don't know. My brain goes into the gutter some days, I swear. Like, so here's Harry at the Invictus Games, and he just has to go and tug on this man's beard, right? Instead of just shaking his hand, he goes and like, oh, tickles his beard. And you can see by the people's reactions, like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Why is he being like this? Thank you, Koala. That's very nice of you. Thank you. I appreciate you. This one, we remember the infamous nipple tweak that he does at the Invictus Games. This is Invictus's patron. Tweaking nipples, touching people. Now, had I touched a person like that, you'd be catching charges, that's for sure. You would definitely be catching a charge. Harry has, like, to me, it's like he hasn't stopped being an 11-year-old who thinks that twisting nipples is cute, that thinks that saying the word penis is probably cute. He probably giggles at that. He probably giggles at the word vagine too. This guy is a complete degenerate, in my opinion. So when people say things like, oh, we think Harry has some kind of, he's got some evil to him, he's got some interesting behavior to him, I think there's more than just that. I think Harry's been covered for a lot. And if Harry acts like this in public, what is he like behind closed doors? That's what I always wonder. Look, this was an Invictus in Nigeria. He just couldn't help just turn around and pinch the man's nipples in the two seconds that he puts his arms up. Oh, there's chunky ass Misan who just had to walk right through the frame. Anyways, look at that. Gives him a complete purple nurple. Handsy Harry right here at it again, feeling another man up. First of all, I got upset at this. Because Harry, if he has young children, if he has a young daughter, you shouldn't be putting your hands here on a girl, right? Like, that is right where her chest is. Harry needs to learn to keep his hands to himself. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this, but myself as a parent, I would think this is inappropriate touching of a young child. Like, you should be careful where your hands are. I don't know, this whole super handsy thing that Harry and Meghan like to do, I'm not a fan of. I don't like it. It's very inappropriate. And then you get yourself in little situations like this. Harry is a grown man. Like this, you know what this gives me vibes of? It gives me vibes of Oprah's school that she had, her little African school. And like, to me, this gives vibes of, oh, Harry is just like, okay, how should I say this? Harry is testing out the goods before, they sell them off to market. Basically, this is very inappropriate. And this young girl was the same young girl that Meghan was trying to force to like give her the roses and was staring at her like a total psycho witch. And this little girl is actually this gentleman is a famous person in Nigeria. Watch this. Look at this. Like, why, Harry? Why do you need to feel up this man? I forget. I had it in this video who this guy is, but I'm just not turning on the sound. This is very disgusting. Look at him. That's great, Harry. Pervert. I said a few comments about this. Some people thought that I was taking it too far. I was reading too much into it. But I really want to know, does Harry have a secret obsession? Because Harry gets very handsy with women. I mean, with men. If you see Harry, he's always very, very handsy, very close with men. But I have never seen him get handsy or touchy with Meghan. I mean, at the beginning, like you've seen him give her a couple pats on the butt, but you've never seen him get as like touchy that he does with like these boys, right? And I totally believe that. A part of me is like, yeah, Harry, like Meghan Markle is just basically Harry's beard. Let's be honest. Meghan is Harry's beard and that's it. Besides that, like, I don't believe that those two have slept together in a long time. A long, long time, okay? Not that I care or want to put that image in anyone's heads. I don't, yeah. These two are very interesting, which is why it brings me to this, because I think that when Meghan got her claws in Harry, I feel like she got him involved with the wrong crowd. And knowing how, could it be because Megsy ain't got no nips to grab? No, if you've seen the topless photos of Meghan on Google that she leaked of herself, you'll see that she has, how shall I put this? Pencil eraser nipples. Yes, they're long like pencil erasers. So there's definitely something there. Ew. He is extremely close to Nacho. Yeah. Yes, definitely. Come clean and her stay away from kids. The look is not good. Bother Meghan and Harry. Both Harry and Meghan are handlers to Diddy. He has schools 3, and all we hear is Meghan, Harry, kids, and Diddy. Yeah, that's what's hey, was this impromptu? I think it was like a 2-hour warning or something like that. That is so gross when Harry goes around touching men's breasts. It's wrong. It's predatory. It's assault. It's sexual assault. That's what it is. If anyone else does this, you're gonna get charged for it. You're gonna catch a charge. Now, there is talk about, and I don't know if a lot of you have seen this, but I wanted to play this. And what do you guys think? I don't know, like, because I've had conversations about this with Enty about Harry and Meghan being in a freak off tape. He doesn't think that there are any tapes. Jaguar says that there are tapes. I don't know what to believe because I think Harry is a freak. And personally, myself, I think there are some freaky videos of Harry and when he had his Las Vegas rendezvous. I think there are some crazy videos there that the public haven't seen because the palace have killed it. But actual videos of Harry and Meghan, did Harry get into some mess with like Diddy and stuff after getting involved with Meghan and getting moved to California? Who knows? But let's listen to this and see what Jaguar has to say.
I think what would shock people are the politicians. And the royals that were on that tape. And I'm still trying to figure out when Harry and Meghan are going to be honest about their freak off tape. I don't think anybody really wants to talk about the fact that the royal family had many times at Diddy party, especially that weirdo uncle. I think what was
I mean, I have no questions about Prince Andrew being a degenerate because I've always told you guys, despite there being stories about Prince Andrew and the Queen, and Prince Harry being the Queen's favorites, I never believed that whole spin that Harry and Andrew were her favorites. I think I've always thought that the Queen maybe kept Andrew and Harry close to her because she knew those two were the biggest idiots who would hang out with the wrong crowd and basically ruin the monarchy. And while Harry married, well, we all saw who he married. And then we see Andrew too, and the people that he associates with. Oh, King Chip and Queen Muffin. Good afternoon, Molly. Bark, bark, and bark, bark to you too. Same, Molly. See, I think many, like, I'd never believed this whole spin that, like, oh, Andrew and Harry are the Queen's favorites. No, they're the two biggest idiots in the royal family. The Queen knew exactly, Koala. The Queen knew they were trouble. Yeah, the royal family has covered for him. And in a way, when you think about it, Charles is still covering for him. Because look at everything that Harry is doing, especially his court case against his father's own government. I'm sure Charles could do something to end this all and put Harry in his place, but I don't think he'll do it because Charles is worried that Harry and Meghan and their degenerate fan base would attack Camilla, and that's what he wouldn't want. Molly, have you listened to all of NT's Royal Blind Items? I am on part 6. So I'm catching up slowly, but I'm getting there slowly. There's a lot to catch up on. I listen to it when I'm working out. So yes, the Prince of Pegging. Covering for him has turned detrimental. It has. And it's still like, Harry has done, he has shown his true colors, that he is someone that has no problems stabbing his own family in the back. Molly, have you listened? Oh, did I just answer this? I did. Yeah, I did. Then there was this also. Let me bring this up because I always have to bring, there's 2 points. Before I get to my the blind gossip thing about the famous son who got very rough, and that was the blind about when Harry was in Afghanistan. I think we should always remind people about that blind, because with Harry, like, it's always the same whispers we get about him. And it's always the same story. And I feel like when we're always getting the same story, then there must be some fire behind that story. Let's be honest there. There was also this clip where with Lionel B. Now, this was from Adria English. And let me see what you guys think about this. Let me show the clip, okay?
Who were some of those major celebrities that Diddy actually trafficked you to?
Jacob the jeweler. The others are from European countries and of a royalty. Very royal. Very royal.
Like princes, that type of thing?
Definitely a prince.
Whoa.
The opposite of being smooth. If you have smooth arms as opposed to Harry.
Ooh. So we're talking about the one that's newly married to the biracial lady.
That's the only prince. That's the only prince I know.
Okay. Damn, y'all.
Allegedly.
Who were some?
Now, what do you guys think about that? Victims, yeah, Lionel. Basically these YouTubers that have the bigger platforms, they are using the victims. And the sad thing is, Martha, about this entire thing is that there are, I think it was just recently someone came out, a young lady came out making some crazy story, and it's come out that it was complete BS. And what I think I mentioned this a while back. What my issue is here is that you've got lawyers like Tony Busby, you've got these victims that are going on to YouTuber channels and getting paid for their interviews, and they are all someone who at the end of the day are looking to put money in their pocket. Because when you listen to Adria English, she at one point says that she wants to get a book out, she wants to get a record deal, she wants to meet this person and become a star and everything. And it's like, well, are you going to talk to people because you want other victims to get help. And I understand, but it's like, I feel like it's muddying the waters. That's what I feel like. I feel like it is muddying the waters for the real victims, and it's going to make it harder. That's all. Like, the Southern District of New York is not going to come out and give you updates with what's going on with their case. And yeah, I mean, I feel bad. At the end of the day, I want nothing but justice for, let's be honest here, like the children that were involved in this, the minors that were involved in this. Like, we need to be talking about the parents who put their children in the hands of these sort of predators like Diddy. We've got, what is it? Like Justin Bieber's mother. You got Usher's mother. They have been basically like, they sold their own children to this, and they need to be held accountable. What about, like, a part of me also wonders, like, with the whole Biden administration, we heard about how many undocumented immigrant children went missing. And it makes you wonder, okay, well, how many of these children that went missing ended up at these celebrity wild orgy parties? How many of these missing children, like in a way, do you think that the whole immigration and customs and everything is really one big, huge, like, trafficking business? And they claim that they're just like a US immigration customs department. Everything is just so messy in this world and so dark in this world now. It makes you, it really makes you wonder. I have thought the same. Okay, so I'm not the only one who's crazy and like thinking about this. Didn't Justin's mom write a book? Yeah, she wrote a book about it too. But I don't think she included any of this. But we should talk about think about it. If Harry acts like this in public, if Harry goes around touching people without consent, think about what he does behind closed doors. Think about what he is capable of. Yeah, it's scary. Scared for children. Yeah. I feel like ever since I've had my own child, it really makes you open your eyes to everything, and it makes you question everything. Like, where are these children? Where are all these? Apparently, there was like 400,000 children missing. That's a lot of kids. Nearly 500,000 children. Like, where are these kids? It's very creepy. Susan says, tonight I saw thousands of underage kids racing across the border before Trump becomes president. It was heartbreaking and sickening. One teen paid between $6,000 to cross the border. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what? Like, it's happening everywhere, because in countries in the Middle East and stuff, you have people trying to like cross the border who will pay like to cross the border illegally and things. It's happening everywhere in the world. But let me go over this blind gossip item that we need to always bring up and remind people, because this is who Harry, well, it doesn't say it's Harry, but we kind of have an idea. So it goes like this. This was written back in October of 2020. And it says, this blind item involves a famous guy from a prominent family. He's been in the news a lot lately. We have a story to tell you that may impact what you think of him. Years ago, when he was in the military, he used to go off base with his buddies when they had a night off. Now, who confirmed in their book, like an idiot, that they used to go off base with their buddies when there would be like a random drug test, or like if they wanted to go drink, right? Remember, Harry basically confirmed that. And then let me continue going. Although they regularly drank to excess, it is not his alcohol consumption that caused the local police to intervene in his bad behavior. You see, our boy used to hire local workers to service his needs, his carnal needs. Those sessions inevitably got rough. He was very physically rough, so rough that he frightened the S workers, had to call the police. Granted, these were S workers and traditionally not the most reliable witnesses, but it happened multiple times and their stories were very consistent. What stories did they tell? They all described him being drunk and how his conduct always turned violent, punching, slapping, choking, hair pulling, etc. It was violent enough that the girls thought that he would permanently hurt them. They were genuinely frightened of him. Now, there was a while back a story that the royal family did have to pay out a young girl after Harry had done some damage to her. This was back in, I forget when was it, like 2006, I want to say, or even further back then. I'm sure people that have followed the royal family will remember hearing the whispers about how Harry had a little bit of too much fun with a girl and she had some kind of medical damage and needed basically like medical care for the rest of her life. Jackie Hodgson says he told his friends that M would let you do whatever you want. Well, Jackie, if you remember, his friends knew that Meghan was a Soho girl. Imagine the story we never got wind of. Yeah. Imagine if these are just like the little whispers that we would constantly hear. Just imagine what the royal family have covered for him. They've probably covered, like, I don't even want to know. I'm sure Harry's probably like chewed off a bat's head, something like Ozzy Osbourne or something. Like he's probably done something wild. I wouldn't be surprised if he's gotten it on with a goat too, just to think that it's funny. That's ridiculous. So then it says, what stories did they tell? It was about him being violent with them. And then how did the police handle it? Normally, when something like this happens off base, the offender would be arrested and then the local police and military would determine whose jurisdiction it fell under. Then the case would work its way through either the civilian judicial system or the military judicial system. Is that what happened here? No. Because of his family, none of that ever happened. The girls would be treated for their injuries and he would get sent back to the base. No arrests, no attorneys, nothing. He was strictly off limits and neither judicial system would pursue the case. How often did this happen? Because he was really never punished, he got away with it multiple times. At first, every girl wanted to service him because of who he was, but eventually word got around that he would hurt you. It's a small community of S workers and the base around the base, and after this happened a few times, none of the girls would take his business, so it stopped. Very, very, very interesting. And then there's like comments here, and sometimes when you go through the comments, you find little nuggets because people drop some tea in the comments. Like I remember on one of the Daily Mail comments, we had like veterans that have worked with Harry before that were dropping tea in the comment section. Yeah. Isn't that wild? I mean, I think we are just, Harry's protected. Harry is very well protected. That's why I'm surprised well, if he was anyone else, I'm sure the news would have came out by now, but him and Andrew are protected. But I think Harry has done some real degenerate stuff. So has Harry been diddying his entire life? Basically, Look at him. He's going around touching people in public like this. At least Diddy wasn't grabbing nipples in public. Was he? I don't know about that. I don't know. Lady Aviator, thank you. That's very kind of you. She says, what bothers me is people worship and respect the British royal family while knowing they paid off that S worker for her injuries. The BRF is disgusting for that. Look, at the end of the day, I'm sure there is a lot of seedy, degenerate behavior in every royal family and in history too that has been covered. But now the issue is that Harry is just blatantly being a degenerate, and it's like he's being rewarded for his degenerate behavior. He's making appearances, he's getting awards for no reason. Susan says that read that he attacked a better up staffer recently. She was going to the press. Corporate money silenced her. It's out there. I heard that too. I heard rumblings about that also. But I feel like Harry has just always been a little turd because he knows that he could get away with it. It reminds me of the story that I've repeated a couple times where Harry was young and he was riding one of those like electric cars through the palace, and Diana was walking behind him, and he drove his little electric car into the shins of the staffers, and he would just like laugh and take off, and Diana wouldn't do anything to put him in his place. You're supposed to tell a child, like, no, that's wrong. And because Harry has never been told that he's wrong, because, oh, he's a prince, we can't tell him he's wrong, he's got this inflated ego where he thinks he can do whatever the hell he wants. Completely what he wants. Shandy, thank you for the super chat here. That's very kind of you. I feel like it's only a certain amount of time that shit's gonna hit the fan and everything's gonna come out about Harry. You can't go around pinching people's nipples, grabbing individuals in public, hitting individuals in the face. I mean, his antics are absolutely crazy, and he gets away with it. Look at that, I'm starting to yawn because I'm getting tired here. But at the end of the day, I feel like Harry is all about deflection. And I feel like whatever his degenerate Sussex squad like to claim William is, they are 100% describing Prince Harry. That's what I believe. Harry will always accuse someone else or his brother, especially. Like we all saw the Prince of Pegging headline go around about Prince William. No, but we saw about how Harry is just so great at assuming the position, right? This is him. He knows the position so well. He can assume the position without even thinking about it. He spreads them cheeks without even thinking about it. And yet I'm supposed to believe that it's Prince William who's the degenerate, who's the Prince of Pegging, who is the one that, that is the one who introduced Harry to drugs and stuff. I don't believe any of that at all. I don't believe it one bit. Ugh, I got to take down this photo because I'm going to throw up if I see any more of Harry's spread butt cheeks. Ugh, terrible. Yeah, Ren, I agree with you. Harry is a damaged toddler in an adult body. And I feel like we need to keep an eye on what's going on. People are saying that Harry is out in San Francisco. I don't know if he is. I don't know. Nobody really knows where Harry is. I know like the media likes to claim they know where. I don't think they know where Harry is. Nobody knows where Harry is. He's probably somewhere cuddling his pillow with like Nacho's shirt wrapped around it so he can have the scent of Nacho close to him nearby. But anyways, guys, let me take a couple of your comments here and then I'm going to get the heck out of here. Oh, I wanted to say one thing before I did go. Hold on. That's why he likes San Francisco. He can pillow bite all over town. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, my goodness. I do not want a mental image of Prince Harry pillow biting. That is so gross. Definitely going to need a glass of wine after this. Gross. But he's an expert on mental health. I know, right? And he's trying to advocate to children and like tell children how they should be or what kind of curriculum they should be learning. Oh, God. Harry is skiing in the snow. He definitely is. He definitely is. Henry was taught how to identify his type by his touch on adults. He found the Nigerian guy attractive and handsome, and he was just testing if he was gay. I believe Harry is bisexual, in my opinion. I think Harry more likes the men. I think Harry does like guys over girls because you always see how aggressive he is with girls. Then with guys, he likes to do this kind of foreplay business where grabbing nippies and stuff, but yikes. Anyways, Prince Harry is a cheek-spreading pillow biter, in my opinion. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, guys, I'm going to get the heck out of here. I guess when you have a thumbnail of Harry spreading his butt cheeks, it's going to get messy, right? And it did get messy. It's going to get messier. We just got to keep an eye out and see what's happening because this Diddy stuff is getting wilder by the day. But anyways, guys, I wanted to say thank you so much for everyone being here again tonight. Titty monster. Yeah, he definitely is a titty monster. The both of them test boundaries. They definitely do. They like to get in people's personal space, and they think that they like to make everything sexual. That's what it is. They like to over hyper sexualize everything. Everything has to be like a sexual innuendo or a joke or something. And yeah, Henry is very comfortable with the boys. Booty humping for sure. Oh, booty bumping. Booty. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get the heck out of here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Y'all are a mess. Look at this. Back shots from the diddler screaming into a pillow, then biting down into it going, "Arr!" Oh my God, we better get the hell out of here before this entire video gets demonetized. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.